Hi guys. No, I don't speak Russian. Okay, I don't know what is being said here. But I wanted to point out, I don't remember how I came about this page. But you could see, just before I explain what it says here, Malcolm Nance, you probably know him. Okay, he commented on this. So let's see. This is the tweet here that Malcolm Nance has. It's a translation. I'll just show you here. Translate tweet. Translated from Russian. Okay, so I think soon. And guys, so this is July 23rd. I believe it said 12 p.m., but it's not showing now. Okay, so he tweet. This guy is friends with Putin, supposedly. Okay, so he tweets this. I think soon Trump will simply revoke access to this secret information for ex-officials, ties such, I don't know what that means, ties with the Russian Federation. This is the witch hunt is over. Do it. Stop needing circus and coven. Kindness they take for a weakness. It's time to work. Okay, so this guy, it was essentially giving Trump orders, and then a few hours later, hello, he had the idea to revoke access. Okay, and this was sent in Russian. So this was sent before. Okay. Okay. So, all right. So. I don't know if this is true. So essentially, guys, I think this came out before he started talking, okay? So this he has done stuff like this before, and I feel like the question here really is, many people have thought, okay, my question is, how does Trump get his orders from his bosses, okay? I think it's somehow there's a Twitter network we don't know exactly about, but this is pretty clear. So I am going to stop here, okay? Okay, guys, so this reading is a little bit, well, I guess it's not strange, really. It's something I've always wondered, okay, I've always wondered about. And it's about how Trump gets his information, okay, and how he follows his orders, okay, from Russians. So we know that Trump is essentially a puppet of Putin, right? And so I'm trying to cover up the thing that's behind me. Okay, so sorry. So anyway, so I forgot how this. Maybe somebody retweeted something like this, and that's how I found it. I don't remember exactly how I found it. So I added in the intro the Twitter page for this guy Artem Kliushin. I don't know how you say it exactly. So he gave out these orders essentially in Russian to revoke information, right? Access to secret information. This is translated from Russian, okay? So apparently this came out before Trump made the announcement, okay? So it's kind of shady. Say my name, say my name. You acting kind of shady. Ain't calling me baby. So, oh yeah, oh yeah. So it's pretty obvious, guys. This was a Russian idea, and he followed. So how does he get info? You know, guys, I'm getting this name down. I have to do a reading on Dan Scavino. I've never done a reading because I feel like this is the guy who manages his Twitter. So for some reason, I have a sense it's like I'm getting this like Dan Scavino, checks out the, the email stuff. He does all the connecting with the trolls or whatever, right? So, sorry, I don't want to tell you what I own. So anyway, so guys, it's like, hello, okay. So those kinds of questions are complicated because there isn't one answer. But in this case, we can ask, in the specific case of the thing, the trying to revoke access of Intel leaders, does this come from this guy? Was this a Russian idea? Okay, because some of his stuff, he just thought of it, was revenge. No, it's this guy communicates. They know what's going on. That's how. Okay, so did he get this? Was this an order from the Russians? Okay. So protection. Okay, so guys, this is so So universe, this is a question. I saw this and to me it looks so obvious, so blatant. Was this an order from the Russians? Were they the ones who originated the demand for this? Yes or no? And if so, how? How does this work? Okay, I understand. I'm going to focus on this one situation because there's too many situations and each one is different. So this is it. Okay. Guys, it's sadly giving me the image of, of a football coach because, they have all those little drawings of strategy. So the Russians are the football coaches and hilariously Trump is the player. Okay, so it's like, well, he does not have the ability. He's not a great footballer by any means or any player of anything, but it's just showing that they have the strategy. They communicate how to go about the strategy to him. Okay. So discredit the intelligence. Why? They're sounding the bells. They're telling him how they know. Interesting, because again, I'm getting as Lavrov. I've said before, Lavrov is a big deal. So I saw Lavrov kind of like, they know it's showing me that the Russians from they're guys. You could say many things about them. They're very smart and they're very prepared in so far as intelligence is concerned. Okay, so it's showing that the Russians are like, look, they're giving us signals. They're saying we have the information, we know it. They know that what the intelligence heads, former heads of intelligence are saying is that we know. They know everything. They got the information. They're going to get it out. So you have to discredit them, Donald. So Trump doesn't get it, right? He's just dumb. He's a tool. And apparently there's actually a Russian expression that says he's a bull in a china shop. So they know that. They've used that to oh, the lights are off. Oh yeah, this doesn't freak me out. No. Okay, well, guys. Okay, guys. So I moved to a different part of the room. Okay, so anyway, oh my God, because the lights turned off alone. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So I'm sitting in a part of the room that can see that I'm here. Okay, I'm here. So, oh my God, guys. Anyway, so like I said, I had started the vision. Got distracted now. So, okay, so I had started the vision that showed that the Russians know that what the intels are saying here in the U.S., right? They're saying we get it, we know what's going on, and we're gonna talk. It's coming out. So they're smart people. Okay, they don't need. They're not a Trump voter. Okay, essentially. Okay, so they don't watch Fox News except to check if the propaganda is on point. But they're saying they know what's coming, and they know it. They're saying Donald. They're like Donald. They're saying, "Are you going to walk? Are you going to sit? Are you going to sit there like an idiot and let them discredit them fast?" And it's from their perspective, it really doesn't matter. It's very interesting as I'm learning. From their perspective, it's actually not that important because they feel like it's kind of in a way it's a lost cause, right? They know it. It's not important whether they're going to actually lose the security clearance or not. It's just that this is a propaganda move to try and discredit the intelligence agencies to the voters, because I think from their perspective, from the Russian perspective, I say like we can't. In order for us we have to win. It's one thing if Trump leaves, but they can't lose the paranoia they have incited in the people who voted for Trump or pro-Trump. So it's a propaganda game of discrediting. Okay, so this is what they're doing. They're discrediting. It's more important than discrediting, and they're bringing up these bullshit ideas than it is that they become laws or that it actually happens. Okay. And I think they're also, obviously they're enjoying themselves giving the middle finger to, the CIA, the NSA, whatever, all these agencies, okay? So they're kind of like, wow, we really got, to them is the biggest thing ever in the history of Russia. Like they really, right? The USS, let's call it USSR, okay? Whatever, it's not USSR, but you know what I mean? Because as you know, Putin has a intelligence background, so it's always been the dream, and now they've achieved it in some ways through Trump, right? Up to now, okay, so it explains it, guys. Okay, so okay. Now, having understood this, what the question is for me, how does Trump get the orders from the Russians? And how much does he do on his own, and how much does he do based on what the Russians tell him to do? And if they tell him to do things, how is this communicated to him? Other than the occasional meeting, how does Trump receive the orders from the Russians? Interesting, guys. I've never done a reading on this guy. I believe it could be this. Okay, let me just ask. Is this Dan Scavino? I think yes. There's a person there, I think it's him, who scours Twitter and is on, it's like the social media manager. He knows the people that he should be on the lookout for. And I see him, it's funny, I see the White House, from the White House, right? There's those phones, conference phones or whatever, that they have several lines. The lines are blinking, and it's this guy who comes in. He brings printed out paper with the text of the tweets and describing who sent what. Okay, so he knows. I think Trump checks the phone on and off, but he's not. It's kind of like, oh my God, this is so sad. I'm going to say this. This is the briefing. You know how Trump hates intel briefings? He doesn't want to hear the intel briefings. He only cares about the briefings from the Russians, okay? So from the Russian accounts that tell him secretly what he's supposed to say, okay? So what they expect of him. So he has these occasional meetings, okay, from these high point figures, but he knows this is a signal, okay? This is interesting. It's saying, oh my God, it sounds so, okay, it sounds like I want to throw up, seriously, when I hear this, but it's saying after he talks to them, they say to him, okay, be on the lookout from so-and-so. So they send these tweets from different people, okay, and they I guess they tell him in advance, or someone tells maybe this guy in advance, where the orders are going to come from and what he's supposed to do, and he does it, okay? And then the stuff goes out to the propaganda network so that it's all coordinated. And it's going back, guys, to the thing about I've said Brad Pascal, the troll farms and the bots. Troll farms, as you know, troll is a human actually typing. A bot is an automated response. They both can write on Twitter, and then they can create the hashtags and so forth. So it's coordinated on the one account that goes, and it circles through different people so that it's not obvious. Okay, so one gives the orders to Trump, and then it gradually goes around. Okay, so it's like the memes. They control the memes, or the Russian essentially control the memes. Okay, so after this guy, I think is Dan Scavino, prints out the information from the Twitter accounts that he follows, or then he uses that in his social media conversation, okay? Okay, so this is important. So that it's like they do it so that the whole thing is, as soon as something comes out, the troll farms are already, it's showing, what is the image? It's kind of like having a gun and putting the bullets inside the gun, waiting until you get the order to shoot, but the bullets should be inside the gun, the same thing. Once the order is given to Trump, the troll farms are already armed, quote unquote, right? They're armed, meaning they put the bullets inside the gun, and they're just waiting for the order to shoot. So it's actually very organized, and the Russians organized this, okay? Okay. Yeah, this is it, guys, I think. Okay, so, wow, I'm kind of like, wow. Just a confirmation, okay? I just want to make sure I understand it. So just spirits, universe, this force that tells me, gives me images. Please tell me, is this true? Then can you confirm that in this specific instance, at least, in terms of the intelligence agencies wanting to revoke security clearance of intelligence agencies, was this an order given to Trump from the Russians? Yes or no? Confirmation. Yes, it's showing again, guys. I think I've said this before. I think Lavrov is huge. He has his meetings, I guess maybe once a day or something, and then they decide what the agenda is going to be like, the propaganda agenda, because they feel like they need to buy time. And the way to do it is to use Trump to create distraction. Okay, so the way to do it now, this was particular instance, he made this decision, and then he communicates to the person who has the job to what's the word, to give out the orders. Okay, to because like I said, they tell Trump, look, be on the lookout from this or account, or maybe there's a series of accounts that the person, I think it's Dan Scavino person, should check. Okay, the social media person checks and then prints out the information to him, and then he goes on and says it. Okay, so that's that, guys. Crazy, right? But it makes perfect sense because this is too in depth for Trump to understand. Okay, so that's that. Okay.